Dana, no touchdowns on offense. I mean, you look at what happened in the second half last week versus this one. Can you put into words what happened out there?
Yeah, obviously not acceptable. It's bad offense. I thought we took a step in the right direction last week. I really did. Thought we had some confidence. The opponent makes a difference. It's Big 12 football. It is. I give TCU a lot of credit. Their defense is tough. If you can't run the ball, same thing that happened last year against Tulsa. It's the same thing. It's the drop 8. It's the same defense. It's identical defense. If you drop 8, if you can't run it, then you're in trouble. Couldn't run the ball. So you get into throwing the ball a good bit, and you're throwing it into 8, drop 8, and it's tough. It's hard. Thought we had a good plan coming in. We're just not executing the plan, and we're not making plays. We can sit here and talk about how bad the offense is all night if you want to. That's obviously on me. Defensively, challenged those guys all week. I was pretty critical of them after last week, and I thought defense played their tail off. The missed opportunity. Our team was ready to play. The energy in the stadium was awesome. It's opening night, Big 12, everything you want it to be. Quality opponent. Let's not forget this opponent played in the national championship last year. They're a good team. We went toe-to-toe with them. We had opportunities. We created some turnovers. We got some stops. We held them to field goals. Offense just didn't do anything. We moved the ball, and we couldn't finish drives. And then you come out there in the second half, and they just shut the door on us, and it's just embarrassing offense. I was proud of how the defense kept playing and didn't give up. I thought special teams made plays all night and had a winning performance. Falls on the offense.
Dana, you mentioned the difficulty, running the football. I mean, is that something with you guys? Is that the defense? I mean, what did you see, out there?
I mean, I've sat in front of y'all talking about how we've committed to running the ball. It didn't look very good. So we'll have to go back to the drawing board and figure out why. I mean, backs not hitting it like they need to. I thought Tony started emerging as a downhill runner last week and got an ankle in the fourth quarter last week, so we held him. O-line, we're not sustaining blocks. We're not blocking on the perimeter very well. The drop 8 stuff, what's tricky about it is they got the 3 people in the middle that are pretty thick Big 12 players, and they rotate them, 9 of them, and then that second level just attacks. So give them credit. We got to figure some things out, I was proud of how the defense came after being criticized. Okay, if you think I'm not going to criticize our offense all day tomorrow and most of Monday, then you're crazy, because obviously I am, and we'll work towards getting better next week.
Then early on those 2 fourth down attempts there, did you think about taking points on the first one, or I think you were at the 5 on the second? 4th
and 1 around the 30, I believe is what it was. That's a go for it thing right there. The next one, we attempted a 50-yard field goal, didn't hit it. I was happy with how Jack hit the ball today. He missed the one early in the game. That 4th and 1, it's a good call. We didn't execute it. I mean, you got to be able to. They executed 4th and 1s all day. We didn't execute 4th and 1s all day. You got to get your pads low and have some pride and be physical and come off the ball and move people a yard. It's disappointing that we didn't do that. Nobody's madder about it than Neiman. So we got to take some pride with what we're doing.
Dana, I wanted to go a little further into the 4th downs. 0-4 today, 2 of 10 this season, a lot of them in short yardage situations. What do you think the biggest issue has been? Is it the development of the plays, or what's been the biggest issue?
It's not the development of the plays. It's just executing the play. It's playing with physicality, and it's executing it the right way. There's no other way to say it. You know, I mean, criticize me for going for it on fourth down. We don't go for it on fourth down. I'm getting criticized anyway. But I thought the fourth down situations that we've been in were based on what the game was, how it was going was smart. You know, later in the game, obviously, we had to go for it on fourth down in the fourth quarters. Didn't matter what the situation was. You know, looking back last week, I mean, the 4th and 8 on the goal line, that should have been a field goal, but we hadn't stopped them all day. You know, so thought we were, you know, it was mid third quarter. We're going to be aggressive with fourth downs. We have to execute fourth downs better. You know, it's not the play calls. It's just not. We watch a lot of video. We come up with play calls. We come up with schemes. It's the same thing that other people are doing. We're just not executing.
Dana, on the topic of the ground game, what have you seen from Parker Jenkins so far through these 3 games?
He's improved. You know, he looked good on the 2 kickoff returns, I thought. You know, he's going to continue to improve and will continue to get more reps, clearly. Okay, so I think he's got more burst than any of them. It's just you get into some situations with some blitzes and stuff like that you worry about freshman backs with limited experience. You know, so he's going to continue to get more reps. He deserves more reps and will continue to get more reps.
Danny, what do you think's happening with Matthew Golden in the drops?
I think he's pressing. Matt's a great player. We all know that. I mean, he's made plays. He's a good player. He's trying hard. It's not practice habits. It's not effort. It's not attitude. It's not any of that. Okay, the dude wants to be so good, so bad that he presses. And there's a thing towards. And he has this. He just needs to calm down and let the game come to him, okay? He feels like he needs to make every play. He feels like he can make every play. And so when you do that, you press, and that's what I see with drop balls.
How do you calm down?
Calm him down?
How does he calm down?
I mean, he's not a hothead, okay? He's just very, very, very hard on himself. He's not a hothead. He's not an attitude guy. He's a determined, fightful young man, and you know he needs to not be so hard on himself, and he needs to relax. And we need to help him with that as coaches. We need to help him with that, and you know I need to do a better job of helping him with that. It means so much to him. He's such a great kid and competitor, and you know it bothers him when he doesn't make that play.
Dana, the defense did pretty solid, but there were a lot of big chunk plays that were given up, and TCU was able to really kind of quickly get down the field in a lot of their drives. So can you tell us just how I guess they can kind of limit the chunk plays given up by the defense?
Yeah, it's what their offense is. I mean, you know, they're gonna tempo you, they're gonna ground game you, and then they're gonna try to chunk you. You know, so I thought we did a good job for the most part of hanging in there and continue to battle. We did give up too many chunk plays, explosive plays. You know, missed too many tackles, but they competed. The defense competed. You know, we'll continue to clean up. We started wearing down, man. We don't have the depth. We don't. You know, you can say why not? Well, we don't. You know, and so we got to keep the ones that we're playing in there, and they kind of wore down a little bit.
You mentioned Big 12 opponent, and when you're talking about the defensive line or the Big 12 linemen, is there that much of a talent gap between you guys and what they have, or is it depth or experience?
It's more depth. I mean, they're and I've been saying this for 2 years. I mean, the biggest difference in Group of 5 and Power 5 is the second team and the third team. You know, so look, man, we all know this is going to take some time. Nobody wants to hear it, and I'm disappointed with how we played today offensively. And we have to get better, and it's unacceptable. And we expect to line up and play better and win every game. But for the depth and the recruiting, it's going to take time.
Dana, back on offense, if it's execution, are you at a point where do you need to shake things up, or is there an ability?
It's a good question. I'm not ruling it out. We'll talk Monday. Okay, let me study the video and have personnel discussions, and I mean we're not too deep. So but we will discuss it as an offense.
And as an offensive staff, do you feel like being on the same page, sort of knowing going in what you want to do, is that
Yeah,
Does that work?
I'm happy with what's on the sheet. I'm in every meeting. I'm happy with what's on the sheet. We got to execute the plays better. We got to execute the plays better. We have to make the plays better. And we got to keep coaching hard technique, coaching hard game plans, coaching hard, motivating guys to get out there and play better.
Last question, Chris.
Dana, you get a play like that from Golden on the kick return. I mean, are you surprised you're not able to sort of build on that momentum? Did you sense a moment there, or anything there?
Yeah. What'd they do? Go down and score right away, I believe. Yeah, I mean, we got that touchdown. They responded and got it. Then we responded and got 3 points. I thought we were fine at halftime. We had a good halftime. I mean, maybe I was imagining things, but we had a good halftime. Our guys were in a good headspace, and we went out there, and it started with offense. I mean, Donovan he made a bad decision. He should have stepped up in the pocket and got rid of the ball. He got flushed out. He threw it away grounding. We're on the -2 yard line. Our first 2 drives were at, -2 yard line. Couldn't get anything going, Just couldn't get anything going in the second half. But yes, to answer your question, I did make this comment to the team in there. I was happy with their effort, and I've already talked about what I'm not happy with, but I was happy with their effort and how they attacked this game. We're not playing great together as a team. When offense is good, defense is bad. When defense is good, offense is bad. That's going to be the message moving forward with this team this week is becoming a better team, playing together as a team. That's a prime example of it. When you get the kickoff, try to get the ball back for the offense and try to build on that, and they just went right down the field and scored. It was one of our defensive bad drives.
Thanks,
So, appreciate y'all.
All right, guys, we got defensive back Malik Fleming joining us. Just kindly ask that we use the microphone. We'll get that passed around in your direction. Chris, okay? All set in the back.
Malik, I mean, how frustrating is it second half? You feel like you're right there, and then sort of gets away from you guys.
Honestly, I live by saying, when we do our job, we win. Even if not, we do our job. So for me, it's frustrating, it's tough, but at the end of the day, I can only do my job.
Malik, you made another interception today. You had 2 in the opener. Can you speak to just how you've been able to read the defenses and make these plays on defense?
Our coaches put us in the right situations, and it's just up to me to make the play. So, yeah, that's really it.
Malik, coming into the week, you guys held the meeting, the players only meeting. Did you feel like, a lot of things were pointing in the right direction? I mean, on the defensive side, did you feel like you guys wanted to come out this week and show something and got those 2 turnovers and sort of wanted to kind of turn the page?
Yes, sir, we did. But once again, it's a team game. We had that meeting as a team. We'll regroup next week and do better.
Why do you think they had so much success running the ball? Was it, the way, is that sort of how you did the defense, or what do you think, sort of brought that about?
No excuses. I mean, I put that on me. I could do a better job, communicating the calls with my defense, so I put that on me.
Malik's special teams was pretty decent today. You guys made some plays, especially Matthew Golden. Then you had a decent kick return. Can you speak to just kind of the special teams making plays today and the focus of that on today's game?
The way we see it, special teams is when the best 11 guys on the team come together and you make a play. That's offense and defense. We come together. That's something we've been preaching all year, to finally see the kick return happen. it was amazing just watching Matt Golden break tackles and do what he do. And, you know, mine coming soon. So, yeah.
Well, you know, first Big 12 game. Did you sense that excitement? You know, what was going through your mind as you taking the field there and see the crowd and as the game went on?
Honestly, football is football to me. You know, whether it's a Power 5, Group of 5, it doesn't matter. Football is football.
One more. All right, thanks so much, Malik.
Yes, sir. All right, thank you all.
All right, guys, we're going to wrap things up with quarterback Donovan Smith. We have the mic here in the back, so whoever will lead off with Chris, and next question, Joseph.
Donovan, what do you think? Made the offense have trouble, especially running the ball. What did you see out there?
It just starts with me. Just getting my ball, get the ball to the playmakers, easy completions, doing what we're taught in practice. But other than that, just got to do what we need to do on offense, handle our business like we should.
Donovan, defensively, did they show anything that y'all didn't see coming into the game, or what you thought that you were going to see?
No, yeah, we saw everything that they thought were going to bring us. We just got to execute our plays.
Those 2 fourth down attempts, the first one, was there, you were, I think, in the gun on that one. Was there, it looked like there may have been a delay, or there was some kind of, was there any confusion back there, or was that what y'all wanted to run on that one play?
I don't know what play you're talking about specifically.
I think it was the run, the run.
Yeah, I mean, either way, we had the play call we wanted. We just got to do better. Just 4th down, short yardage. Just got to get those. Can't have that.
Next question will go right here, and then Starnes will pass to you from there.
Donovan, what was the frustration of those first 4 drives where you guys had the ball inside the 35 every single time, but were only able to get 3 points from it?
Yeah, it's obviously frustrating. But we got a whole game. We just got to keep playing the next drive. Obviously, didn't finish how we wanted to, but we'll just look back at the film, see what we could do better, see what plays will work better. But yeah, it's obviously frustrating, but we just improve in that area. That's probably the biggest improvement, and then just a whole new team out there.
Donovan, after the loss last week against Rice and then the anticipation coming into this week, how do you guys sort of regroup, going forward for the rest of the season again and next week?
Yeah, same thing we did last week. We had a great week of practice. Everybody was locked in. So, it's not always going to turn out how you want it, even if you have a great week of practice. So we're just going to come back, do the same thing, just if not better, fine-tune the things we need to do and get ready for the next team.
Donovan, how much of the offensive struggles would you say it's just mental, just when it comes to like short yardage situations and even some drops?
Yeah, it's always just the littlest things you watch back on film. You get frustrated with just because it's always be like, oh, there was like one person maybe that messed up a play or one read wrong that happened and stuff like that. So it's obviously frustrating, but it's also stuff that's fixable, which is good. So,
Donovan, you've talked about the lack of execution, but just coming into this week with how y'all ended against Rice and putting together drives in the 4th quarter and overtime, did y'all feel like things were clicking coming into this game offensively?
Yeah, we felt good, especially in the first quarter. We just felt like we just had to finish drives in that first half, and then just at the end just didn't go the way we wanted to.
Donovan, how much does the running game not being where it is because of injuries and not having guys, does that take a lot of what y'all want to do off the table and force you to maybe do things that you necessarily might not do in certain situations?
Yeah. If anything, with that being like a part of our game, it's just we got to execute the things on in the passing game wise that we had open, just make the easy throws, and just take what they give us. But we have all faith in our O-line and all faith in our running game and Coach Nagavi and what he has implemented in those guys. So we're not stressing about it. We just know everything is fixable, which is good, and it's nothing too crazy that we have to fix. So.
It seems like you guys have had success when you're going more up-tempo, but it seems like it's taken like a quarter to kind of start to click. Even had some of those moments tonight. I'm just curious, have you seen that, and has there kind of been a connection between the first couple games here?
I definitely think we do pretty good going up tempo, and we have our good plays when we slow down as well. But it's just more of the like I say, execution down. We get in the red zone, kind of the gotta have it situations like fourth downs and stuff like that when we go for it. It's just those little things that just keep the drives going. You know, have totally different outcomes in the game if you just finish in certain areas of the field.
Donovan, you guys had some opportunities in the TCU side of the field to score, unable to get an offensive touchdown. You know, you talked about the 2 4-down plays, but just can you tell us about kind of the play options that are available in the red zone, kind of just getting better on their side of the field to try and score touchdowns?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people don't understand the complexity of calling plays. You know, a play caller, a lot of people will, like I say, get on the play calls of what we're playing and stuff like that, but they also got to put their feet in or put themselves in the shoes of, you know, you got a big game, and it's just like you got to call the right play every time. If you have one bad play, everyone kind of gets on you about it. But you know, we got a lot of plays, and we just trust Birch and what he calls, and we just got to execute it sometimes. So even if, like, when I throw a bad throw and my wide receiver makes a great catch, he has to do better for me and makes me look good. So sometimes you have to do that in the game of football, and we're all for it. So we're all riding with our guys. We have no problem with that. But the play calls down there is just we just got to execute them.
Next question to Chris, and then we'll take 2 more.
Donovan, you know, first Big 12 game, you know, good crowd, you know, a lot of excitement on campus. Did you sort of sense that moment, and is it, you know, you sort of look at this as a lost opportunity to, you know, sort of build on that?
I don't really see it as a lost opportunity. It's just we kind of think of we had an opportunity, obviously. We just didn't get the job done like we needed to, but just the atmosphere is great, the fans are great, and it's just we got a whole season left. We're not gonna hang our hats and hang our heads down on the third game of the year. So we're good. We're gonna come back to it, watch film tomorrow, and see what we got to do and fix it.
One more. Last one.
Can you tell us a little bit about what you saw from the TCU defense, and I guess your reads on some of the plays, and if anything really surprised you at all?
Nothing really surprising. Just a solid defense. You know, they fly around to the ball when you try to put on the perimeter when you do quick stuff. But they did good. Just being coachable, being where they need to be, and just always being around the ball.
Thanks so much, Donovan.
Thank you.